And welcome to the Hope Sports Network. Second half of our broadcast doubleheader as we welcome you to West Ottawa High School on the northeast side of the Lakeshore, Holland, Michigan. With Matt Wayner, I'm Mike Coleman to call the action. We saw in game one, Hope College, ranked number 21 in the nation, take care of business 82-52 in the first meeting ever between Hope and Anderson. And now Carroll University comes in at 21 in the nation. The Pioneers out of Waukesha, Wisconsin, taking on the Olivet Comets out of South Central Michigan from the MIAA. And Matt Wayner, another game for these two teams, of all the teams in this tournament over the 2 days that have never faced each other. I really like that a lot.
And for those of you that are joining us from Olivet, Michigan, and those of you joining us from Wisconsin, thank you so much for listening to the broadcast. And we hope that we can do a good job representing your teams tonight. Thank you so much for listening on behalf of the Hope Athletics Network.
You bet.
And Mike, when we're looking at these two teams, Carroll is a really good team. Olivet's a team that's young. They're going to rely a lot on Lily
Connolly, yes.
Connolly, sorry. But this Carroll team is really quite good. Olivia Rangel obviously was the All-American last year, as well as Natalie Grecius, first team All-CCIW last year, and Emily Weisner, second team All-CCIW. So they returned three really, really good players, and a team that I think is going to not have any issues scoring, as Rangel already has 17 and a half a game.
Yeah, when she comes back after a All-American stint last year, and now in her senior season, a preseason All-American for Lindsay Schultz in her 9th season, she's had 3 winning seasons. When you bring back 3 All-Conference players and an All-American and the leading three-point shooter in the nation in Emily Wisner at 48.6%, you've got a recipe for success. They're favored second in that CCIW conference behind Illinois Wesleyan. And if you're a Hope College fan, for the fans watching earlier, you know how good Illinois Wesleyan was in a convincing victory last week.
Absolutely. We talked about it last game. Illinois Wesleyan 74-65 beating Hope College last week. Hope College beating Anderson handily today. When we look at last year, Hope able to squeak that out with Illinois Wesleyan, but they just keep getting better, and that's the favorite. But either of those teams are going to be really, really good and competitive, able to win the CCIW. Last week we talked about Carroll, 2-1. Okay, they have 1 win against Milwaukee School Engineering, a win against Beloit College, and a tight loss to the number 4 team in the country, Wisconsin Whitewater.
Yeah, dandy game on that. They were in that the whole way before they fell. Carroll was actually up by 9 points at halftime, but they had a 26-14 third quarter for Whitewater that sealed the deal. Well, we know what Carroll can do coming off that school record 23 wins. I got to give credit to Peter Sabidi in his 4th year for Olivet. He went 2-22 in his first year, and a former assistant coach at Aquinas College had a team that went 9-17 last year. So a decent turnaround for a young ball club. They're young every year, it seems.
They keep improving, and Hope and trying are always going to be at the top of that MIAA. And last year they finished 6th, but they keep improving. They keep getting better. Connolly looks even better as she's averaging. She's pouring in 22 a game so far, playing a hefty load of 34 minutes a game. Like I said, Olivet, they're 1-1 this year. They have 1 win against Bluffton, 79-78, and then a blowout loss to Franklin. But they're a team, right, like they're young and they've got a lot to continue to improve on. And like you said, Peter Sabidi has a plan.
Well, besides Connolly, they got players like Kaylee Bush, 3-point leader on this club last year, and then Christina Malikanich. Thank you, Matthew. Good rebounder, another good 3-point shooter. And we will not have the national anthem for the start of this game, but we will have the starting lineups, where we will get to shortly. And if you look at it on paper, Matt, Carroll favored in this one.
Carroll favored in this one heavily, I think we'd say, Mike. Being a team that returns the kind of prowess that they return in a conference that is better than the MIAA. Has a lot of experience.
Well, they really are. So a Carroll team that averages 70 points a game, and Olivet scores 67 points a game. Offense was a problem last year for Olivet. They only averaged a little over 50 points a game, but a little bit better this year. They got a little more horsepower, but my goodness, Carroll on a full head of steam in those bright orange jerseys as the starting lineups are being introduced. We have not received the starting lineups yet, so we'll get them on the fly as we go. How about that? As one of the starters for Carroll, number 22, Natalie Paulskill, the 5'9 senior. Olivet will counter with Kaylee Bush, the 5'10 freshman out of Potterville, Michigan. And then number 23 for Carroll, that's Olivia Rangel, the All-American out of Franklin, Wisconsin, the senior. Number 24 for Olivet, that is Malakinich, and she brings a 6'1 frame out of Reed City High School. Countering for Carroll, number 33, Natalie Grecius, 5'10 junior out of Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. And for Olivet, number 2, Madeline Terry, the 5'4 sophomore guard out of Wayland, Michigan, just south of Grand Rapids. And at number 3, Chloe Halverson, the 5'8 senior out of Arcadia High School, Arcadia, Wisconsin. And Lily Connolly, the former St. Clair Community College transfer, now in her 3rd season. Like Matt, you mentioned, the 5'8 senior, 22 points a game, off to a hot start.
Connolly's going to lead the charge for that Olivet team. Looking on the other end, I mean, Weiser, Rangel, also Gracious, they just are so deep. They know how to score, and I think we know kind of what we're expecting here. But I'm excited to see how Connolly matches up and who's going to be guarding her defensively and trying to stop her.
That's always the million-dollar question. Connolly runs the point. She's comfortable as a rebounder. She facilitates. Sometimes she posts. It all depends what Coach Sabiti does as far as his offensive setup. As Olivet in there, bright red top and bottom with that checkerboard on the side. Carroll, shades of Hope College colors with the white jerseys, the orange trim. Is that a dark blue or black number, Matt Wayner?
That's dark blue.
There we go. Thank you.
Hey, that's what we're here for. We help each other.
Help a brother out. So Carroll wins the tip, and quickly over the timeline into the forecourt, feeding inside. Good look by Halverson, though, and clearing the board is Malakinich. Picking up the dribble, Terry in the backcourt, being hounded. We got a whistle. Is that a 3-second call?
5-second call, holding the ball.
Yeah, in the backcourt. You don't see that very often, but the tenacious defense by Carroll, that is a fact. 51 points allowed by this Pioneers ball club. They've got the basketball, looking for our first points of the game. 3-ball launch, rims out.
That's a good look. I mean, you can already tell that they really want to play fast, this Carroll team.
And Olivet pressing the pace, tried to feed inside. They could not find Malakinich, but a good effort, tried to lob, turnover Olivet. Here's Rangel.
I'm curious, too, already. Not a lot of size here from this Carroll team, but a team that moves really quick offensively. You can tell already that they have a plan. That's Gracious again, trying to get going.
Good observation on the weak side rebound by Kaylee Bush. No player over 5'10 on this Carroll team. That's rare air these days at any level. Olivet.
Gracious playing the 5.
Yeah, that's amazing. The bigs can run point, they can shoot threes. It's a whole new realm of basketball the last 10 years or so.
Relatively positionless already with the way they're switching defensively.
It's going to be a foul on Natalie Grecius, first foul, the junior out of Oconomowoc. I didn't have to practice that one. My folks are from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not familiar with a whole lot of the Wisconsin towns.
I got you covered.
Well, I'll get your Indiana teams.
There we go.
Wisconsin team.
Conley trying to bang it off her opponent, Paul's kill. And now feet inside, and Carroll gets on the board.
Good look by Halverson. That was great.
Yeah, great vision. Great vision.
It looks like them already setting up and full court pressure.
Trying to force some turnovers. Olivet is a team that can be turned over. They average 26 turnovers a game for this ball club. Inside look, Connolly. You knew she wasn't going to miss that one. Found the seam from 8 feet out.
Love her game, just the way she's able to attack the basket.
5 foot, very lithe frame, quick. I wouldn't say fast, but very quick. Wraparound pass down low. Carroll trying to play inside ball. Beautiful reverse layup. That's Grecius. Feet, mid post, spin, nowhere to go. Kick out, 3 on the way, too strong off the back iron. And corralling that one is Halverson on the run. Quickly over to Wisner. Kick back out, trailing 3-ball by Grecius. Rim runner. Connolly clears. And that will stay with Olivet. And for Gracious, 35% from deep, not a huge volume three-point shooter, but the first team all-conference last year, not afraid to chuck them up for the long line.
Shooting 23% from the three-point line so far this year. Nonetheless, they're going to keep shooting them. That's a part of their game plan.
You know, when you average 79 points a game, Matt, and you don't shoot the three all particularly well yet, that just shows you move the basketball. On the run. Yeah, that was a nice penetration by Paul Scale, cut off nicely by Olivet, working that 2-3 zone. 4-2 early on. Wisner once again stops to the right elbow, gives it topside to Halverson, works it, and a poke away. Nice defense by Terry. Olivet on the run to Conley over the timeline. Up and over. Reverse layup. That's a senior move by the senior Conley. Visiting Olivet on the board in this neutral site. Rangel, so strong up top. She got her first basket. Oh, sure do. How can you forget that one? Schoonveld, one of those five-tool players that I always mention, baseball term, did everything. Halverson, hook pass down low, turnaround. Nicely done, sweet kiss. 8-4, 4 straight by the Pioneers, breaking the press nicely.
Carroll's on-roll defense is really impressive.
Really is. Off the mark on the three.
Use their speed so well. They want to force all of that into precarious situations. I mean, they just have no room defensively.
Rangel so strong. Near arc 3-ball try. Beautiful release for Rangel. Quick 5 points. And just like that, 7-point run by Carroll. It's going the other way. 50% shooting early on for Carroll, just 2 of 6, 33% for the Commons. Got some substitutions. Looks like number 50, Anna Hahn, the sophomore out of Burton, Michigan for Olivet.
Looks like it's Hannah Nielsen in there as well for Carroll.
Thank you, Matt. 11-4 our score. We played 4 minutes of this first frame. Nielsen on cue from Verona, Wisconsin, just outside of Madison. Conley, steal and run into the forecourt here at West Ottawa. We'll be at DeVos Fieldhouse in Holland tomorrow for the second doubleheader broadcast of this tournament. Too strong off the mark, but we got contact. I didn't see a lot of contact there, Matt. Was that away from the basketball?
Going to get Katie Barger on the foul.
Gotcha, thank you.
Body. Stay on the floor.
Conley will trigger off to our right, our vantage point, same side as the camera. Inside look, high off the window, dances off, rebound, and on the move is Wisner. You're right, they like to set that fast tone. Wisner on the give and go, step back 3-ball, beautiful. Bingo!
Convicted, Carroll. So convicted offensively that the quick shot is the right shot, and it just works for them. They believe in it.
Yeah, the old adage, if you hesitate, you're lost, and that's a great way to describe this offense. Like I said, they don't shoot the three very well, but that was an open look, and she just felt confident to take it.
It's so cool that they know their identity for a team that, is returning a lot of players. They know what their plan is, and their plan is just we're going to shoot the first 15 seconds, and it's going to be a good look, and we don't need to think too much about it.
Well, when you bring back 4 starters and 75% of your offense from the team that lost in the first round of the national tournament, you can hit the ground running, or hit the court running, I should say. Work on the perimeter, near side. Rangel trying to feed inside with 10 to shoot as Halverson gets it and swings it other way. Good defense by Olivet. Another steal try by Conley. And contact in the backcourt. That's going to be on Lily Conley as Rangel goes down hard. Conley's first personal, second for Olivet. Halverson gets a breather. Time on the court. Let's keep it right here, Matt Wayner, as we've played 4 minutes and 10 seconds of this first quarter. Well, you've seen a little bit of the characteristics of these teams. What are you liking so far?
Well, starting here with Carroll. Like I said, they have so much conviction. They know who they are and they know what they want to do every possession. When they get the ball, they want to move quickly. They want to be able to attack hard and fast. They do that really well. if you look on the other side, I hate to say it, but sometimes it looks like Connolly might be the only player on the court sometimes.
I think maybe with any consistency, Kaylee Bush, obviously with some experience. But yeah, Connolly is the straw that stirs the drink. And Malakovic, 6 play, 6 points and 5 boards last year. In the corner, feed down low, far side, lefty effort, halfway down the cone, kicks out, rebound by Bush. Halverson goes with a steal over the timeline. Might have got away with the travel, lays it up and in off the window.
And that's a nice look there.
12-point run for Carroll, pulling away early on.
Carroll just dominant so far.
Kinsley Hatfield, the junior out of Hudsonville. We saw her last year against Hope a couple times. Another miss. Connolly working hard.
Nice move by Rangel.
Hatfield with her second straight carom. Look at that anticipation defensively by Katie Barger. Bloomington, Illinois, same hometown as Hope College quarterback Ben Wellman, going to the playoffs against Aurora.
There you go.
Saturday, a week from tomorrow.
Good dish, but an even better steal by Rangel. Did you see that ball control with the right hand?
The All-American leading the charge. Those light orange shoes, working very comfortably. Powers it down, low post, reverse layup, spin move by Nielsen off the mark, rebound. Olivet just has to get off the schneid.
Nielsen good defensively there.
Kick pass, mid-range, off the side iron, offensive rebound. 18-footer near side, misses badly off the effort by Scholes. Olivet just can't buy one. Wheeling around is Nielsen. Junior will set the tone, now gives it on the far arc. Over to Barger, works in the corner to Rangel. Rangel and Halverson, the only 2 starters for Carroll, still in the ballgame. Double team and a kick that'll stay with Carroll with 10 to shoot, a 12-point lead. Got some subs. Number 11, Casey Kratz, the sophomore out of Hartford, Wisconsin. They got a couple for Olivet we'll get to. Trying to catch those numbers, Matt.
Looks like Julia Locker coming in for Carroll.
Oh, Locker, check that, excuse me.
There's that Locker, and then Casey Kratz, you were right.
Yep, Kratz back. Turnaround, Rangel, so smooth, good body control. Boy, the premier players just have that extra X factor, don't they?
Yeah, I think that's the difference there. I mean, we see Rangel with a team that's already pretty good and they know what they're doing offensively, like I said. You just add to that, Rangel is so good one-on-one. So it's not like this team is a one-trick pony, it's Rangel and everybody else, but it's that they have all these options. They can space the floor so well because you have to help side if she's going to drive. But she just has so many moves in her tool belt. You know, we saw a little bit of that with Maddie Petrulia in the first game. But, you know, good teams are really going to have to make things hard on Rangel.
Well, you look at Carroll's numbers, they dominate points in the paint on a game-by-game analysis, but that's because they are able to penetrate.
So let's see here is Olivet trying to get the ball in out of bounds. 18-4 is the lead by Carroll.
Just got a really nice bit of trivia courtesy of Greg Chandler from WHTC here in Holland. We'll tell you that in a moment. 3-ball, corner pocket. Skips off, rebound Connolly.
Yeah,
she hit a buzzer beater from half court in the opening game of the season to beat Bluffton, a team we talked about in the earlier contest, Matt Weiner. Thank you, Gregory.
It's pretty cool.
Hatfield with another rebound, give her 3. Half-court shot. I saw West Ottawa High School beat Rockford back in the day with a half-court shot when I was just a wee lad.
Oh, I remember when Thad Szymanski from Grand Rapids Christian had a half-court shot to beat West Ottawa the year before West Ottawa went to the finals.
And how much of a thorn was Szymanski to Hope College over the years? Went to Calvin.
Yeah, Calvin.
Great 3-point shooter.
He was on that Grand Rapids Christian team with Xavier Tillman.
Dwayne
Washington.
He's
still playing basketball?
Yeah, he's in G League.
And then that Beck. back to second.
Yes.
Went to Oakland.
That's right. But we digress. Emily Wisner back in the game. Rangel gets a breather. Katie Barker gets some rest.
Rangel out the game now.
Olivet
Carroll
just-
not traveling. The full team looks like only bringing
No.
12 players.
They don't go terribly deep off the bench. I don't know if it's just because of the playing situation. You know, their numbers don't go deep, but they play a lot of minutes, that's for sure. Certainly look well conditioned. Second free throw is up, and enjoying a 15-point run. Olivet has not scored in some time. Haven't scored in almost 6 minutes, and Olivet turns another one over. That is their 7th of the evening.
Again in transition, here comes Carroll. No hesitation to attack.
Nope. Working the lane. Nice bounce pass, Rangel, the baseline, rim runner.
It's Kratz. Is that Kratz? Casey Kratz there.
Here we go. Hatfield, topside, not where she wants to be. She gives it to Conley. Wearing that trademark headband, bangs one off the backboard. Too strong, and Olivet shooting just 13% in this opening frame.
I think you can see why Conley has to play so many minutes on this team. She's kind of the engine that makes it go.
Triple try, Yahtzee! Wisner from downtown out of Germantown, Wisconsin. 24-4, all Carroll. Quickly over the timeline, working it hard as Allen in the corner, faking the three, trying to get some space. Leaner, no good, weak side rebound by Locker. Working it over the timeline, little hesitation dribble, caught in no man's land, the land of the Giants. Good block. Hatfield playing some good minutes off the bench for Olivet.
Oh, yeah. I like Hatfield's game. She knows what she's doing defensively. Has yet to get going on the offensive side. Been really effective defensively, especially on rebounds.
Olivet yet to make a three ball, 0 for 5 in this one. Now tied up with not much to shoot. 4 seconds left. Inside look. There we go. Off the Schneid on the feet inside to Hannen. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Well, early on a tight one, but then that big run by Carroll pulling away in control as we head to the second quarter. And we'll tell you about the numbers after this break. This is the Hope Sports Network.
We're back.
With Matt Wayner, I'm Mike Coleman. And the numbers say it all, Matthew.
That's right. Carroll is shooting 52% from the field, 42% from three. That's 3 of 7. Meanwhile, Olivet, just 3 of 17 from the field, 17%. And they are 0 for from the three-point line. So that's why the game is 24-6, and Carroll is just all but suffocating them on the defensive side of the ball.
Still a lot of basketball left. We saw in the Anderson-Hope game, Anderson's detriment was just a really rough third quarter, and that was the ball game. Olivet can still have time to rebound. They got to hit some shots. Good defense down low, and Carroll on the move. That was Wisner with a fine defensive play. Now trailing is Rangel, trying to look for Halverson down low, and a good tearaway in the battle of threes. We got a jump ball. There's Drew Allen creating havoc down low. She went to Olivet High School, stayed to play college ball in her hometown. Did Drew Allen. Carroll the trigger.
Do you know the best place for root beer in Olivet, Michigan, or?
I do not.
Well, I think we're gonna have to find out one of these days.
Talk to me, Goose. We'll put the research committee on it. I think there's only one spot for root beer at Olivet.
We'll call Alan Babbitt, see if he can tell us the answer to that one.
The old neon root beer stand just across from campus. Halverson with a muscle up. No, but she's going to the line. See who the foul is on for the Comets. That's going to be on Drew Allen, the sophomore out of Bellevue, Michigan, just west of Olivet. Goes in Halverson to the line for a Carroll team that shoots from the free throw line. Well, I had that in front of me, and I seem to have misplaced it. Halverson off the mark. Carroll in control, 24-6. Here at West Ottawa, neutral site. We'll be back at Hope College tomorrow at DeVos Field. Offensive rebound, Rangel muscles one up. That one pongs and dances off. That'll be Olivet basketball.
And it looks like Carroll already setting up here with some full court pressure, trying to make things really hard on Olivet.
And we saw some snippets of that in the first frame, and just like that, Rangel going for the steal.
Rangel really fast. I mean, and Connolly, as we've seen her game, she's a really fast player. Rangel just a little bit quicker, and she plays so assertively, you know.
She does, and that's just the mark of a confident champion that's been around. And Connolly, who's played every minute of this game, gets a rest for Olivet. And another steal, Halverson inside, tried to feed her teammate Powellskill. As they work at top of the ring, swing it near side. Rangel, crossover dribble, cut off baseline. Thinking about the three is Gracious back in the game. 19 to shoot. Carroll pretty patient this time around as Olivet stepped up the defense.
Gracious broke her ankles on that fake.
Oh, Gracious with a wild heave. Good players get the breaks, and Rangel with 12 points. That's right, that was an ankle breaker to your point, Matt. Rangel 5 of 8 already. Biggest lead of the night for Carroll out of Waukesha, Wisconsin. Lakeshore town on the western shores of Lake Michigan.
Can you tell me what you know about Germantown?
I believe that's the outskirts of Milwaukee, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I know there's a Germantown, Minnesota. Down low, muscling one up high off the window. Nice move.
Big fan of Gracious's game.
Yeah, he's really solid.
She's strong, only 5'10". Really curious what that's going to look like against Hope tomorrow with taller players like Leah Richards and Courtney Lee down there.
Averaging 11 and 4, good shooter, 49%, which means she probably gets down low quite a bit. She's going to match up nicely against the bigs for Hope. We'll have that broadcast for you at 2:25, Hope against Carroll, but our first broadcast will be right around 12:25. That's an early one, Wayner.
I don't think I'll be out of bed yet.
We'll get his mind right for the 12:25 start of the 12:30 broadcast.
You have to tell me to get to bed right after this game, Mike.
Just a suggestion.
No root beer for me.
I was watching a Seinfeld episode where Kramer was doing the fun walk in the morning. He stayed up all night playing poker. You got to get your rest. You know better than anybody as a trainer. Rangel on the rebound on the Olivet miss. 7:50 left until halftime. Gives to Gracious. Good combination. Those two have been around a bit. Gracious, the junior. Backdoor cut. Reverse layup by Halverson. Carroll putting on a clinic.
Wow, great move by Halverson. Able to get up and under Connolly.
Boy, not much of a rest for Conley. Sabiti, head coach Sabiti puts her right back in the game. Tough break for a turnaround move by Scholes. She had a good effort. Carroll winning the rebound battle primarily because of the Olivet shooting percentage of 17%. Reach in by Scholes. That'll be a common foul. 5 gets you in the bonus, just the second of the day in the second quarter for the Comets. Olivet just south of Lansing. One of 9 teams in the MIAA. Carroll, 10 teams in the CCIW as Halverson misses the 3. Carroll 3 of 9 from deep. They get a 10-second shot clock to work with. Halverson works, cut off on the hook pass. Good play by Hatfield, playing some stellar D. This has been the consistent bright spot for this Olivet team. Connolly trip, no call. And Connolly, a little dejected at the moment. She's working so hard.
There you can see it on her face, trying to make everything happen for this Olivet team as they just continue to turn the ball over. They only have 6 points here in this game, just 6 minutes away from halftime.
Won't get any easier for Olivet tomorrow. I think they're going to have a challenging game against Anderson. They showed us a little, even though Hope handled them by 30 in game 1.
Yeah, they showed flashes of having some semblance of a team that knows what they're trying to become.
Flashes for sure. Inside Rangel, the All-American, finds her big. Gracious from Rangel. They've done that a few times. 6 assists on 15 made baskets for Carroll.
Look how tight this defense is for Carroll. I mean, they play so tight on ball, forcing Olivet into precarious situations. And Rangel just grabbed the ball directly from the offensive player.
Yeah, just stripped it. Absolutely stripped her from Hanan. As they work that offense, top of the arc between.
She's got this part of her. Rangel's just kind of a killer.
She's a killer.
When she has the ball in her hands or defensively, she seems to just really know exactly where she wants to go. And like I said, when you talk about conviction, you talk about players having such a strong identity in what they do well.
And she's very businesslike. She doesn't really show a lot of emotion on the court. Well, both teams really don't at this moment, but another beautiful looking side as she sets up her teammate, Paul's kill for an easy basket. But yeah, she's a killer. 36-6, all Pioneers. The first ever meeting. Going for the steal is Rangel. Olivet able to save. Nowhere to go. And we got a reach-in foul on the Pioneers. Got some Carroll fans in front of us on this Friday night. They're actually helping us with the pronunciations. We gotta give the assist when the assist is due. Now the question is, they take the ferry or do the drive? I don't know. Battling Chicago traffic. There we go, driving. Warriors, absolute Warriors.
They had to call in sick to work this morning.
Rangel, low post, turnaround flip, beauty.
Anytime she wants to.
That is a wonderful pivot move.
And she's got 14 so far.
Rangel, former high school teammates with Lauren Capstrand, the freshman, who, like we said, who has not seen action yet. 38-6. Olivet just needs to try and do some good things with the offense. A wild shot, no good. Offensive rebound, put back. Nice play down low. Kaylee Bush, just a freshman, but the Potterville big with a putback. 4:32 left. Matt Weiner on Mike Coleman on the Hope Sports Network, and
Rangel too strong.
Let me ask you this, Matt. With the game well in hand, you've got a game quickly tomorrow, 2:30 game against Hope College. How much will Coach Schultz play her starters in this one?
It's like I said, I mean, I looked to the bench already. I realized they didn't bring a lot to travel. They don't have 12 players here. So, Mike, that's got to be part of the conversation is how deep do you really go? And I looked at that when I was looking at prep. You got 7 girls. Your 5 starters are playing 30-plus minutes. So I just don't think they're a team that really goes that deep. Nonetheless, I think tomorrow, I'm guessing through 3 quarters in a game that's going to be a 30 or 40-point lead, they're probably going to have to. If you pull up again and go back to that minutes totals, we got Rangel with 32 minutes a game. Weiser with 27, Halverson with 26, Gracious with 23, and Nielsen with 22. They only really go 7 deep with meaningful minutes.
That is a fact, but boy, those minutes that the top 8 provide are very
invaluable.
Productive. You know, for all the prowess that we talk about, Olivia Rangel, she's a really good 3-point shooter, and she's 0-7 on the year this year coming in. They probably haven't needed that in her game, but she is the floor leader for this team. Coming up at halftime, we'll break down the numbers in this one. A lot of top 25 going on, a lot of tournaments going on today and tomorrow. Trying to get some scores. Calvin in action tonight in the MIAA. I'm sure there's a lot of CCIW teams and MIAA teams in action. But all in good time as Olivet will inbound.
Looks like there is a new player in there for Carroll we haven't seen yet today. That's Elena Batalber
and
from Rockford, Illinois.
Rockford, my dad's hometown. Bush inside. Contact. And Gracie Beauchamp, the freshman out of Sheboygan, Michigan, for Olivet in the game out of Mackinac City High School.
Oh, beautiful. I'm jealous of that.
The Great Green North. No snow yet up there.
If it's soon enough, it'll be completely covered.
Soon enough. Good power move down low by Bush. You know, just a freshman, but, you know, she's got a frame and she's able to use her strength down low, and she's rewarded with a trip to the stripe. Looking at the numbers in this one, 58% shooting by Carroll. Points in the paint, 26, really tells this tale as the first free throw is up, and that one is good by Bush. Just 18% by Olivet, 4 of 22 shooting.
Bush gets a second to go.
Good looking free throw strokes by the freshman.
40-10. That's the lead by Carroll so far.
Locker took it over the timeline, gave it over to Barger, now works it near corner as they work top ring. Olivet, kind of a loose 2-3. Mid-range, swish. Was that a three ball?
That was a three ball there by
Albertson.
Casey Kratz.
Check that. Was that Kratz? Yes, it was. Thank you, Matt.
I'll be your eyes tonight.
You are my Huckleberry for sure. First three ball. I'll take advantage of those young guys. We are high atop the mezzanine here on the west side of the gym here at West Ottawa High School, north of Holland, Michigan, on the Lake Shore. We can see Waukesha from here if we get on our tiptoes.
If you really squint far enough, you can see the lights in Chicago.
That's right. Elena Petalber, the freshman working the point. How about that?
Because you know the Gales in November came early.
Yes, they did. They always do. It was howling big time on the commute down. I had a tailwind, though. Thank goodness. Dribble drive. Skims off. Good try by Wisner.
I really like Weiser's game. You know,
yes.
she isn't somebody that needs the ball a lot. She's only scoring about 8 points a game. But she's somebody who, she's playing 27 minutes a game, 8 points a game. She's somebody who really important offensively for them just because the way she moves the ball around. Look at that really good defensive possession there. She has unlimited hustle.
And she proved it as 2 tries by Olivet came away, and Olivet got back late and missing the puppy down low. But you're right, Wisner's the type of player that she's a big piece of the puzzle. She doesn't have to take up a lot of numbers on the stat sheet. Quickly, Pioneers in transition. Petalber cut off baseline. Heza brings it out to the left arc near side. As Carroll working right to left in this first half. 3 ball, too strong. Weak side rebound. Petalber looking for contact. She got it, didn't get the call. Second effort. This time she's going to have to earn it at the line.
Petalber, the freshman guard. She's going to play a lot tonight. You know, somebody that doesn't play much throughout the regular season and probably not in conference play much. They want to see what they have with her because she's probably the future guard, especially when Rangel graduates.
Absolutely. The question is, and I'm not sure about this, if Rangel was going to come back for her 5th season in some graduate or 5th season eligibility, that's always a $1 million question.
Petalber and Locker, the 2 freshmen, playing a lot of minutes for them. And I think they want to see what they have in them in the non-conference. So I imagine those 2 are going to play a lot tonight.
Olivet with a fairly young team, even though they bring back a lot of their offense from last year, but that was a very young team last year. Stuck topside is Hanen. Lindsay Schultz in her 9th year. 42-12 in her last 2 seasons. We talked about that record-breaking year last year. 23-5, tied for first with Wesleyan of Illinois for conference honors, and then they won the tournament by beating the Titans. Left-hand dribble by Terry. She's got to hurry. 7. Deep in the backcourt is Beauchamp. Over to Terry near side. They're not seeing the shot clock and a violation, and good Carroll defense. I'll check that. Oh, we've got a foul right at the 1 second mark of the shot clock.
Wow, we got bailed out.
Bailed out. 45-10 our score for a Carroll team that averages 70 points a game.
Looks like that's Sierra McMahon getting her first minutes of the game. She's checking in here. For Katie Barger.
Yeah, Sierra McMahon out of Mount Prospect, Illinois. Rolling Meadows High School. Another freshman. 4 freshmen on the ball club for Coach Schultz. And at the line for Olivet. Off the mark by Anna Hanen. 6'1" sophomore, homeschooled. Grew up in Burton, Michigan, by the Flint area. And some height to that lineup. Second one. She has a good stroke. That one just pongs out, chased down on the weak side by Kratz.
You can tell a lot of times, especially at this level, if you've been taught how to shoot the right way.
That is absolutely correct.
That Indiana jumper, you know.
Well, we're going to hear a lot about that from Matt Weiner.
Hey, I stick to my roots.
You have to.
We shoot 50, 40, 90. That's what we do.
Is that right?
No.
Three ball on the way, front rim short. Chased down, good hustle by McMahon. He lost it. It'll be Comet basketball with $1:21 remaining until intermission. Bush back in. I'll check that. That is Helena Ely, the 6' sophomore out of Bronson, Michigan.
And tomorrow morning, we got that early 12:30 game. We're going to need to get some coffee before that, I think.
Have you ever had simpatico coffee in Holland? Best ever.
Really?
Shameless plug.
I guess I got to show you some other spots.
I don't live in Holland. I just know what I know. All
I
right.
can show you around town.
Entertain me.
We're spending enough time together this weekend. So.
That's right.
But Talber.
Matt Weiner, my work wife, you're going to show me a good cup of coffee before the game tomorrow. Three ball on the way, short, good look. Near side rebound on the bounce by Scholes, senior out of Troy Athens. 37 seconds left. Tough half for Olivet. We'll regroup. Just trying to make some positive strides. Second 20 minutes of play. 12 on the shot clock. Carroll playing some very tough man-to-man defense. Nowhere to go. Ely. Heave. Three ball land. Good look off the back iron. And with 12 seconds left, right at the shot clock.
Last shot here for Carroll.
Carroll bench shouting things down, working baseline. Leaner rattles one home. McMahon. How about that to fill up an impressive first half for the finishing runner by the freshman, and it's all Pioneers, 47-10 in this first half, and really, Matt, no surprise that the lead for Carroll, big as it is, they had a lot of pedigree coming in.
Right, that's what we talked about before the game, and 24-6 in that first quarter, 21-4 outscoring them in the second quarter, and Wrangell leads all scorers with 16. Halverson adds in 6, Grecius adds in 6. But I'm also impressed, just they've been so efficient, shooting 51% from the field, 30 from 3, and absolutely crushing them on rebounds as well. And this is a really good team. I think we don't want to talk about it too early, but the matchup for them against Hope is going to be really, really interesting. I think we'll have some time to kind of consider that and then talk about it a little bit in the second half.
And ironic that Hope will play the top two teams favored in the CCIW. They played Illinois Wesleyan last week. They lost Calvin. Should be interesting tomorrow, but we've still got plenty of basketball to cover. Matt and I will be right back on the Hope Sports Network. as we get set for the second half here from West Ottawa High School. I want to thank West Ottawa Panther Pride here on this Friday night on a beautiful facility high up in the mezzanine, right where we belong, with Matt Wayner on Mike Coleman. We saw Hope College take care of business 82-52 in game one. And in this one, it's all Carroll, number 21 ranked Pioneers out of the CCIW.
It's been all Carroll. Olivia Rangel really making her presence known early, as well as this whole Carroll team. And they've been really, really good today. Whether it's Weisner, whether it's Halverson, it doesn't matter. Grecia's been really good defensively. This team is really strong, and they go about 7 deep with girls that can do a lot. So we talked about looking ahead to this Hope team, and even having a chance to talk to Jada Gardner and look at some of what they might be doing tomorrow. It's going to be a whole lot having to do with how they're going to be able to stop Rangel, be able to stop that when the way they want to attack the basket really well, and Hope's 4s and 5s being able to get down the court and being able to defend them when they want to push that stress all the way to the basket in every possession.
And you know, the theme of this night so far, Matt, has been we haven't seen great shooting. We've seen great shooting stretches, but now tomorrow, and not looking too far ahead, but we've got 2 teams that play really good defense going at it tomorrow. They move the basketball, we know that, but I think shooting takes a night off, can be good, be bad, but the defense, I think, is really going to set the tone for both clubs tomorrow.
I think you're right, and you know, that's what, like I said, I've been so impressed with the way Carroll engages defensively all the way out to the perimeter. I mean, they extend to the three-point line, and all their defensive possessions, really impressive. And I think that's going to give Hope a lot of fits. They're not going to be able to get that one step off the dribble that Maynard loves or that Garner loves,
right.
And that's going to be really hard for them. But I think I trust Coach Morehouse, and I trust that team to be able to have a plan for how they're going to be able to attack that Carroll defense.
Well, we will find out soon enough. But let's turn our attention to Olivet. Look, you had a rough half. You played a lot of sports. You've been on both sides of things. What does Peter Sabiti tell his ball club here?
It's a really good question. I mean, it's a really good conversation to have with your team. If you're Coach Sabiti, if you're any coach that's been beat up like this, you got to say, hey, how can we take the good with the bad? We've got 20 more minutes to decide what we want to learn this season. What does it look like, and how can we set a goal for something we can learn and continue to get better at this season, so that this isn't just a total wash? You know, especially with your starters, what can they get better at? Especially finding other people besides Connolly to affect this game. She's been relatively quiet, but being able to find, you know, other people that are going to be able to impact the game other than your star scorer.
That's a great point that you made about if Connolly, you know, isn't in, who are you going to be your backup players to go to? That's the development and process. As Olivet moving right to left, will start the second half, trailing 47-10. Looking at the numbers, Olivet shot just 15% to 51% for Carroll. Speaking of, Connolly, mid-range from 12, rims out. Carroll with that constant pressure. Rangel with 16 first half points, picks it up at the left elbow on the far side. Back and forth to Grecius, as we saw that combo quite a bit. Crossover. Rangel looking for contact.
So strong.
Finished it. First points of the second half belong to Carroll. Step back, 3-ball on the way. Beautiful stroke. Madeline Terry from downtown.
Really comfortable, just steps into that shot. That's really good.
First 3-ball of the night for Olivet. They average almost 6 a game made. Turnaround, nicely done. You know, you talked about shooting technique, Mac, in the first half. That was a beautiful stroke by Grecius down low.
Grecius really comfortable, really strong, knows what she wants to do. Really impressive. I really like her game. I told you the way she's always been really good defensively, coming all the way out, but then on the offensive side, she's just confident with her shot.
Confident. Lob pass down low. Good lob. Halverson trying to find her teammate Wisner down low, and Wisner misses the pup. Olivet favored 7th out of 9 teams in the MIAA this coming season. So their struggle will be to see how much they can improve on that 9-game win total last year and 6 in the conference. They went 6-10. Rangel for 3. First 3-ball of the year for Olivia Rangel.
So she's got 19 today. She averages 17 and a half a game. So just another way to kind of pad those All-American stats for herself.
Just a baller. Inside 8 left, 3 ball on the way. Too much mustard off backside. Terry, who made the only one earlier. Halverson low post, working on Terry. Stolen by Connolly. Third steal of the night for her, the senior. Tripped up in the backcourt. Halverson, not intentional, but they'll be called on the backcourt guard, Chloe Halverson.
It's funny, there's been multiple plays like that with Connolly. She always kind of seems to love to play physical, and she gets up frustrated whenever, you know, she gets pushed around, and she's really, really tough player.
I've seen her for 3 years now. She ends up on the court a lot. She's fast, she's quick, and she just traveled. And she's not a, I mean, she's lithe. She's not heavy set, but she's very tough for her frame, a 5'8" frame. Out of Croswell Lexington High School. You know where that is, Matt?
No.
That is kind of in the thumb area down towards St. Clair.
Gets her own rebound.
How about that? Oh, dances off. Kick out. Offensive rebound. Good push pass in the corner. Rangel, 3 on the way. Skirts off. Weak side board by Connolly. Olivet looking to pace. Terry thought about the 3. Dishes to her teammate, Scholes. And Terry with a nice stroke with her second tray. Peter Sabiti wants the timeout. Let's take a quick 30. Matthew and I will be right back. This is the Hope Sports Network.
Oh, I thought you were alive.
With Matthew Weiner, I'm Mike Coleman. Off to our left, our fine producer, Julia Zowell from Macomb, Michigan.
Julie's doing a fantastic job today.
She has been the wind beneath our wings tonight for sure.
Couldn't have done it without her.
So thanks for her help. All Carroll University out of Waukesha, Wisconsin, number 21 in the nation. Now Olivet with some backcourt pressure.
Wow, that was a sweet full court pass for Wisner to get 2 to go. Nice pass by Rangel.
Yeah, a little baseball pass there. Connolly over the timeline into the forecourt near side. She is being met by Paulskill. Battle of the 22s in the backcourt. Connolly fakes a pass high off the window, couldn't get it to bite. Good move by the senior. I like how she sold that pass, Matt. Took it to the rack.
Yeah, she's really good with that dribble hesitation. She's got a lot of skills when she has the ball in her hands. Really comfortable.
Indeed, Julia Locker in for Olivia Rangel. Greendale, Wisconsin freshman Julia Locker, one of 4 freshmen in the lineup. And conversely for Olivet, they've got 3 freshmen on their squad. 2 that see action. Steele heading the other way. Locker reverse layup. Count it. Or Paulskill. Check that. Natalie Paulskill. 58-16. 4 minutes into this third. Behind the back, another steal. That's what Olivet does. They turn the basketball over. And another easy basket by Paulskill in transition. Points off turnovers, 18 for the Pioneers. They force 27 turnovers a game. And that's exactly how many turnovers Olivet commits per contest. Shovel pass, Bush, corner tray. No good near side, offensive rebound Connolly, put back, but she's hacked down low, near side low post.
Connolly's been held to just 4 points. She's 2 for 7 today. And on the Carroll side, man, Paulskill 83% from the field. She has 11. And Rangel 15 here.
8 have scored for Carroll in this one, still shooting a sizzling 53% on a 6-0 run over the last $1.30. Is Conley with point number 5, averaging 22 a game. Just part of tough shooting tonight by Olivet. Well, we're going to see some tough teams with the likes of Hope and Trine and Albion coming up soon enough as Conley gets a breather. Back in the game for Olivet is Drew Allen.
Like you said about Coach Sabiti, you just got to see how can you find some things that you can be positive about so you can go back to the drawing board, especially tomorrow for an Anderson game that is winnable.
Absolutely. And a quick turnaround at that for all these clubs. 12:30 and 2:30 the games tomorrow. We'll have the broadcast on both of those right here on the Hope Sports Network.
And by that time, 12:25 tomorrow, Mike and I will be fully caffeinated, ready to go
Fully
for
caffeinated.
2 games.
That's right. Don't slip us no decaf, as they say in the coffee world. 62-18, another steal. Steady diet of steals. Going hard is Beauchamp. Second effort is good. Barger with the basket. And for Barger for Carroll. That's her first basket of the game. She has 3 caroms in this one. 4:38 left, third quarter. Olivet just looking for some compliments to Lily Conley. They come in with a record of 1-1. Carroll's only lost to number 4 ranked Whitewater. Good feed inside.
Nice move. Helena Ely.
Nice move indeed. 6-foot sophomore.
Bronson, Michigan. Where's Bronson?
I think that's southwest corner. I apologize.
I'm not familiar with my Michigan history.
That's all right. You're south of the border.
Wow.
Not that far south. Indiana south. Nice move.
Gracious.
Gracious, I believe the lone starter is still in the game for. I checked that. Wisner in the game as well. Now we got some substitutions as Kratt comes in and Tauber comes in. Time out on the court. 3:54. We've got some games going on in women's MIAA action. We'll see if we can get some updates. Calvin is at Marietta, Ohio tonight in Southern Ohio as part of a pre-Thanksgiving holiday tournament. Don't have any update on that one. Hope took care of business earlier with an 82-52 victory. Calvin at 2-3 coming in against a Marietta team, 2-1. It's all Marietta, 36-33. Closing seconds of the third quarter. We'll see Calvin soon enough, Matt Wayner.
That's right. And in this ball game here, we got Mike 66-20 is the Carroll lead. Carroll 29-53 from the field, shooting 54%. Olivet just 19% from the field, and Carroll pretty good 5 of 14 from 3. That's 35%. So a big recipe for success. And like I said, they're going to push it. They take a lot of shots, and they're not afraid to miss.
Yes, they do. The volume is there. Well, Olivet showing some signs of life in this third quarter. 2 of 6 from 3. They're only made 2s in the ballgame and 3 of 9 in the field. Yeah, to your point, Carroll takes 8 more field goal attempts than the NCAA season per game average. That just shows you the volume that they create every game. Olivet to Traeger. Ely quickly to Allen. Good kick out. 3 ball on the way. Mariana McConnell, the 5'6" sophomore out of Lansing Waverly, gets her first minutes for Olivet here in this third quarter. And a rare turnover by Carroll, just their 5th.
Everybody on this Olivet team from Michigan. See Olivet kind of in the center of the state.
Interesting. And everybody for Carroll from Wisconsin except for 3 Illinois players. All around the Chicago area, Downers Grove, Mount Prospect, and Rockford.
True of the CCIW.
Collegiate Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin, I believe.
It's like that Sierra McMahon coming back in now.
And we saw McMahon in the first half. A couple of points in her only field goal attempt in 2 minutes of action. I believe that does it for the starters for Carroll. Good move inside, power move, almost a underhand scoop by Nielsen, who's looking for her first points, and she might get him at the free throw line. Fouls on 11. It's Madison Kaufman. getting her first minutes for Olivet. By the way, looked up Carroll's free throw percentage. Didn't have it immediately on me. 78% as a team. That's a good number for
Really
any
good.
level.
Yeah. It's going to be a big recipe for success. They're just 50% so far today, but only on 8 attempts.
67-20. Carroll coming off that loss to number 4 Whitewater. They had the lead in the third quarter. They're up by 9. Ended up shooting 39%. That was their last game they played, doing well over that mark today. 3 ball on the way. This is side iron. Hatfield with another rebound. The putback, and Hatfield. We talked about it. She's listed than Johnny on the spot as far as the rebounding.
Like the Hatfields and McCoys.
That's right. Get a chance to go to the line.
She's been really good today.
She has.
Good on the glass. I like the way they use her, be able to put the ball down in the post, be able to let her dish out a little bit.
We saw some good minutes from her last year. Second one up on the way. That one circles out. 0 for 2. Battle for the basketball. Wow, working hard is McConnell, and we forced a jump ball. And that will go for Carroll, but you can't fault the effort, Matt Wayner.
No, you're totally right, especially Carroll now with 5 non-starters here in the ball game. This might be some of the most important minutes they play.
That is it.
Here in the non-conference.
Good point.
Because they're trying to prove their worth to their team and try to contribute and be players that are trying to have opportunities throughout the season. Patalber for 3.
Beautiful stroke for the freshman out of Rockford, Illinois. It's got to give her a lot of confidence in her first foray into college basketball. Dribble drive by Allen, full head of steam. Looks like Olivet's going to the line. Well, looking ahead to Carroll, they've got Hope tomorrow, then they've got the University of Chicago in the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, then Ripon College out of Wisconsin before they get into CCIW action against Carthage in early December. And for Olivet, they have Anderson University tomorrow. They've only played 2 games coming into this night. And then they've got a game at North Park on the outskirts of Chicago. And then come right back and face Hope College back on coming up on December 7th at Olivet. So that'll be their first MIAA game. So that's the near future for both these clubs. Halverson back in, the starter. Travel, top of the key. Rare turnover for the Pioneers. A little quieter crowd after that first game, Matt Wayner.
And not all the local Hope fans here, as both these teams traveling a little bit of ways. Olivet over an hour away.
I will say this, a lot of folks stuck around for the first half of this game to get a gander. Shot clock at 17. That'll stay with the Comets in their visiting red, top and bottom.
So Olivet 19 turnovers this game, and Pioneers just 6.
That tells the tale of what they bring average-wise. Olivet on pace to their season average. Peter Sabiti directing traffic from the bench for Olivet off to our left. Just 2-22 his first year. Former Aquinas College assistant. Wow, going down hard as an Olivet player.
Looks like that's
Allen.
Drew Allen.
She landed awkwardly. We got a timeout. Let's take a timeout. We'll take an injury timeout. We'll be back shortly. It's Carroll 70, Olivet 21 on the Hope Sports Network. Well, Drew Allen being helped off to our left, not putting much weight on that right leg. She fell awkwardly. Of course, we don't speculate, but she's being tended to on the far side of Olivet's bench.
And that's Tim Caberna from Hope College helping her out over there.
There we go. This is a Hope tournament, even though we're at West Ottawa. We'll be at DeVos Fieldhouse tomorrow for the broadcast doubleheader, beginning at 12:25. Might have got away with a push-off, did Ely, but she misses the 2-footer. Carroll, they've just been relentless pushing this pace. How many times have they walked it over the timeline, Matthew?
No kidding.
Offensive rebound try. Kratz somehow gets it out, and we got a travel call.
Barr just had a couple of those call and walk. She picks it up right before she's able to put the ball on the floor. She gets called for the travel again.
She had wide open spaces, eyes as big as saucers, I would imagine, but you got to plant that foot.
Space. You're talking about the Dixie Chicks now, aren't you?
Maybe. Who doesn't like their version of landslide?
I know, that was a question in trivia last night.
Was it? How'd you do?
I got it right. No questions asked. Wrote down the answer.
Those Indiana and lads know their country music. Rebound on the miss, down low by Halverson. She's played a very active game tonight, tried to lob it down in the interception. Just the 8th turnover by Carroll. 40 seconds left. Hatfield launches off a 15-footer, misses badly. Chased down in the offensive end. Shot clock at 20, still plenty of time for the Comets. Score. Points off turnovers, 25. It's not going to win you many games. But 11 points by Olivet. You got to look at some bright spots if you're the team getting beat. Olivet with 11 points of their 21 in this third frame. Quickly, far side, Petalber checks up on the mid-range, gives, feeds, slips off the side rim. We played 3, it's all Carroll. University out of Waukesha, Wisconsin, number 21 in all the land in D3 basketball, leading Olivet 72-21. We'll be right back.
Back here at West Ottawa, Matt Wayne and Mike Coleman, 72-21. The Carroll lead heading here into the fourth quarter.
10 minutes of basketball remaining. Second game of our doubleheader. Let's do it all over again tomorrow. A little earlier start. 12:30 the first game as Anderson will take on these Olivet Comets, and then Carroll out of Wisconsin and Hope College in the nightcap, or the matinee cap, I should say. Terry, a couple 3 balls in this game, came in 1 for 7 from deep, but she's been the bright spot from long line. Conley back in. Good move in the paint, rattles one home.
That's what she does best, and that's what she does against teams that are a little bit less staunch defensively. She's able to get to that spot she really likes and force balls to go.
Well said. Staunch defense indeed. Hook pass down low, good hands down below. And a player we have not called really since the first half, Christina Malakinich. She didn't play, I believe, at all in the second quarter. I don't know what that's all about, but she's back in the game.
She was a starter for this Olivet team as McMahon lets one go.
Malakinich on the carom. And Petalber with a reach in for Carroll on Lily Conley. Got a couple of updated top 25 scores if you're interested, Matt. We've got number 17 Transylvania trailing Wisconsin Lutheran. That one has gone final as Wisconsin Lutheran in that
Wow.
CCIW, if I'm not mistaken. A little bit of an upset.
In Transylvania's in Anderson's conference. They're the ones that
They are in the HCAC. Yes.
They
yes.
won that conference last year,
They did.
and they made it all the way to the Final Four.
I believe they did. Well, a big upset. Wisconsin Lutheran, though, in women's basketball, no slouch this year. They went 23-5 last year and handed Transylvania a loss. Wisconsin Lutheran evens to 2-2 with a very ambitious schedule coming to that one. Transylvania now 2-2. And here at 72-25, 9 minutes left. It's been all Carroll. It was a 4-4 game, and then Carroll went on a 17-point run, didn't look back. The Talbert trap has to pick up the dribble, nowhere to go. 9 and counting on the shot clock. Working off the screen. Good hesitation dribble. High off the window. Put back single hand. My goodness.
That was fancy.
Razzle and the dazzle. One hand put back. Put that on a highlight reel. 3 ball. Deep. Skims off. Rebound weak side. Quickly in transition. Talbert on the feed, misses it short on the 3 ball. 3 ball from the near side this time. That one misses.
I told you, Locker and Patalber, they're 2 freshmen playing a lot of minutes today. And Locker really been impressive as well. They're both really quick guards and people that are probably going to need to replace, Halverson and Rangel next year. And looks like they're going to slide right into that lineup.
I would see that as being a really good fit. You would think, you're vying for the CCIW. They're going to see a lot of action, especially non-conference, and see how they work into the conference portion of things. 10 to shoot. Carroll up comfortably as the Carroll bench counting down. Tie up down low. We got a jump ball, and that will stay with Carroll with 3 to shoot. Mass substitutions, as Matt describes it, as a hockey line substitution. Hatfield and McConnell. Let's get some other numbers. Anna Hanen and Gracie Beauchamp.
And who's that? Mariana
McConnell. Olivet in transition, trailing. Trying to hook pass down low, broken up nicely by the defense. Carroll, looks like Nielsen got a paw on that one. So Carroll looks like they're going to move to 3-1 on the year. Olivet will drop to 1-2, barring the parting of the Red Sea. Inside look. Strong move, lefty move. Offensive rebound put back. Good stick-to-itiveness by the Olivet post.
Yeah, good move there by Hahn and able to get that ball and get her putback opportunity. She's got a good-looking shot. We'll see if she can put a couple in here from the free throw line. She has good footwork, very technical.
She does, and for a young player, that's key. That's good coaching. Free throw is up. That one is off the mark. For Olivet, they've gone 6 of 13 from the free throw line. The story really has been the shooting. It's 19% on 9 of 46, 2 of 18 from deep, and a team that averages 6 threes per game made, but just hasn't been their cup of tea tonight. And a good box out on the miss. Carroll, Energizer Bunnies, turn around, good defense, down low once again by Hanen. Offensive rebound put back. Carroll trying to get another offensive board. They already have 11. Olivet will settle it down. Thinking about employing the 3 as Brown for Olivet. Now we got a timeout. Media timeout. Let's take a quick 30. Matt and I will be right back on the Hope Sports Network. Matt, I'm not hesitant to say, really looking forward to tomorrow, especially that second game. Carroll and Hope, two teams ranked in the top 25, and it's always nice to get a look at your opponent before you face them tomorrow. And we're Hope broadcasters, obviously.
That's right, and it'll be a busy day at the Boss Fieldhouse tomorrow, where after those two games, there's going to be the night game, 7 p.m. Hope volleyball matchup for the playoffs. NCAA tournament. So what a pride to get to host that game, and that's why we're at West Ottawa tonight.
And a nice three ball by Elena Brown. Brown out of Leslie, Michigan, just south of Mason, Michigan, which is hometown of our sports information director at Hope, Alan Babbitt.
Julia Locker gets that one to go down.
Yep, a couple back-to-back threes with 5:54 left.
Not to be confused with our producer, Julia Zowell.
That's right. She's enjoying the old music here.
She was just commenting how much she loves oldies music.
That's right. And the goodies.
Yeah. She's a big fan of Eagles. She's a big fan of the Beatles.
You know, the stuff before 2020, the old stuff. Yeah.
She was just commenting how much she hates newer music.
Musical tastes are like snowflakes. They're all different. Give me some Neil Diamond and some... But we digress. Hatfield, turnaround mid-range, yes. Rewarded. Got some space, hit it from the right elbow. She's had a solid game.
In Hatfield now. Played 16 minutes. She's got a couple of buckets and a couple of rebounds here.
Kick out, three ball once again. Side rim no good, chasing that one down. And trying to sell that one is Casey Kratz trying to sell that.
Yeah, you can see similar to what we see in that first game where Hope was playing a bunch of their freshmen and sophomores later in the game in the third and fourth quarter. You can see whether it's Barger or Locker, Patalber, Kratz, you can see that next generation for the Pioneers that's going to have to step in when Rangel, as well as Halverson and Paul Skill all graduate. So a team that starts three seniors that are a huge part of their team.
Yeah, well said. Well said.
And I think if you're Olivia Rangel, you got to be the one to think like this is our Final Four team. This is our best opportunity. I think they believe it and they play like it.
Well, they come in with a lot of momentum from last year, that's for sure.
And you and I talked about on the men's side, right? That's that Trine team. And they had two guards and the Garland brothers, and they were older, and they believed they were a Final Four team. I called you in that November for a tournament like this and said, this is a team that can play in the Final Four. And I think a team like Carroll now, they believe that they can do something like that.
Yeah, and to your point, back in the Trine situation back in November, a team that wasn't even ranked in the top 25 in men's basketball, I remember that very vividly, our conversation. And Trine made that terrific run, lost only 4 games, and Hope College was the last team, the men, to beat them in the MIAA tournament. Well, Trine went on to win their first championship. And Carroll, I think, has the guns to do it.
I think so, too. Even maybe not a game that has been one of the most competitive you can just see in this roster, especially the way they played the number 2 team in the country so tough. I think they believe they can compete with just about anybody.
Absolutely.
It's what makes tomorrow's game so exciting. Hope a top 20 team, a team that maybe, we'll see how much Viss really can do, right? I mean, I think she's going to push it, and she's a really, really tough player, but their best offensive weapon, we'll see if she really feels like she's up to the task to push Olivia Rangel in this Carroll team.
Time out on the court. We'll take a timeout with 4:13 left. Carroll in control on the Hope Sports Network. Well, Matt Wayner, I'm Mike Coleman. If you can't find anything to do tomorrow, it's your own fault because we have plenty of action here on the Lake Shore. We've got games at DeVos Fieldhouse, at Hope College, and we also have D3 tournament volleyball at DeVos. So come on down.
Plenty to do out in Holland, Michigan. You can take your hike at Saugatuck Dunes State Park, make your way over to DeVos Fieldhouse for a little bit of basketball and volleyball.
That's right, Chamber of Commerce.
And then you know where I'm headed, more sports. On my way to the Colts game, playing the Lions on Sunday.
Well, I'll match that by telling you I'll be going to Calvin University to watch 2 games tomorrow in the Great Lakes Invitational Tournament. So there we go.
We can't get enough sports, can we?
No, you're going to Lucas Oil Stadium, aren't you?
You'll probably see me on TV when I'm...
Oh, every time I see you at a sporting event, you end up on the court in one of the shenanigan contests.
Right, getting kicked out of the stadium.
That's right. That's right. But we digress. Model citizen, though, Matthew. He's completely rehabilitated. Oh, kidding. We're just kidding, folks. Matthew going back to his homeland to go see. Now, are you a Colts fan or a Lions fan?
Yeah, I'm a Colts fan.
Sure.
I'm going with 2 Lions.
There we go.
2 Lions fans, co-workers. There's Talbert, nice meet.
Last time I saw you at a sporting event, you had a Colts jersey on, so now it's all coming back to me.
You were calling the Grand Rapids Gold game?
I was. That's our
you?
minor league basketball team. You bet. I think it gets the Wisconsin Herd out of Oshkosh. 79-34, 3 minutes remaining. Elena Brown with a couple 3 balls in this 4th quarter. To pace Olivet, Lily Connolly, their leading scorer, is out, saving her energy for tomorrow. This game well in. 1 to shoot. Olivet's got to do a heave and another shot clock violation. Into the game is Casey Kratz. And checking out is Anna Nielsen. Sophomore for junior. For 9th-year head coach Lindsay Schultz, who was an assistant with Bradley University D1 program. It's a nice pedigree to have. If you're Carroll. Right wing is McMahon. They work it over to Kratz. Plenty to shoot 15, 2:26 on the game clock. Olivet playing that 2-3 zone, and a good mid-range on the near side by Katie Barger.
And it's the backups that are outpacing the starters at this point. We got Locker coming up on 20 minutes in this game. Nielsen with 19. Kratz and Barger, 18 minutes each.
Good balance. Barger with 6 points, by the way.
Wrangling efficient 17 points in this game in just 17 minutes.
Yeah, 7-11 shooting will do that for you. Ely in strong. She's been solid. 11 have scored for Carroll. Capstrand, who's only played 1 minute, is the only player who's not scored, and I do not see her on the court at the moment. 83-34. This might be a season high. 3 ball on the way. Good look short. And I believe it is. They scored 74 to Carroll against Milwaukee School of Engineering, 75 against Beloit, then just 60 in the 2-point loss to number 4 Whitewater. Back on the 16th last Saturday. Subs for the Comets coming in with clock winding down here at West Ottawa High School. Our thanks to the good people here hosting the first part, and Hope College just kind of snake bit at Calvin last week for volleyball. They were displaced once again and get a chance to play a tournament game hosted by them in their own venue tomorrow. Imagine that. Ball stripped.
Nice steal there. It's by Kratz. A good pass down to Barger.
How do you like that skip pass?
That's nice. Barger with 10 now.
Yeah, great minutes off the bench by Barger. 5 of 7 shooting. No one's played more than 21 minutes for Carroll. Terry's played 22 for Olivet as Ely off the bench. Tried to look inside. Well, Olivet's going to take it on the chin. But like you said, Matt, a chance tomorrow to be really competitive with the Anderson Ravens team, who showed some good things, and that ought to be a good contest for our first of 2.
And I think both those games are a little bit more evenly matched tomorrow, so we should have some good basketball at DeVos, as Anderson and Olivet maybe a little more evenly matched, and Carroll and Hope that we've talked enough about, both being top 25 teams.
Yeah, we'll break it all down for you in our pregame tomorrow. starting around 12:25 here on the Hope Sports Network. 16 seconds left, 6 on the shot clock. That one skirts off. Rebound goes to the Comets. And now Ely passed down to the open man, fouled, and with 6 seconds remaining, a chance for Madison Kaufman, the junior out of Springport, Michigan, to go to the line. Kaufman looking for her first points. Kaufman, Beauchamp, and Scholes are the only players who have not scored for Olivet. Olivet shooting 22% in this one, and Carroll has shot 50% in all 3 quarters, just 35% in the fourth quarter, well after the game was out of hand, but they shot well tonight. First free throw off the mark for Kaufman. Olivet with a season low, as they will fall to 1 and 2. Carroll moved to 3 and 1 for the matchup against the 3 and 1 Flying Dutch tomorrow. That should just about do it, as Carroll will ride this out. And this one is in the history books as players and coaches shake hands. And Matt Wayner, impressions of this one as we head into tomorrow.
First of all, thank you so much, West Ottawa, for hosting us here, and a great host to have us in this game. And yeah, Mike, really a team that, for both these games, we saw 2 dominant performances, one from Hope College over Anderson, and then obviously from Carroll dominating Olivet today with a 51-point victory. But in this game, really, if you're Coach Sabiti with Olivet, you just got a lot to consider, to think about how you got to get better, but you played a very experienced older team that knew how to demand and play with conviction, like I said, who played very efficiently.
Well said. Olivia Rangel with 15 points, as 5 scored in double figures for Carroll on their way to a 50% shooting night, 32% and 7 of 22 deep. Olivet with 8 points, Lily Connolly leading the charge in 20 minutes, just 22% for Olivet tonight and 4 of 22 from deep.